Welcome to our video on tsunami exposure, 5 risk nations, 3 countries with low threat. In this presentation, we will explore the nations most vulnerable to tsunamis, delving into their geographical and historical contexts. From Japan's frequent seismic activity to the destructive legacy of Indonesia, we'll highlight the challenges these regions face. We'll also examine the United States West Coast threat and the risks in the Philippines. Finally, we'll contrast these high-risk areas with 3 nations, Malta, Denmark, and Norway, where the tsunami threat is minimal. Join us as we navigate these critical insights into global tsunami exposure. 1. Japan, the most vulnerable nation. Japan's geographical position along the Pacific Ring of Fire makes it one of the most tsunami-prone countries globally. The nation experiences significant seismic activity, with the Japan Meteorological Agency reporting over 1,500 earthquakes annually. The devastating 2011 Tohoku earthquake and tsunami resulted in approximately 18,500 casualties and caused over $360 billion in damages, making it one of the costliest natural disasters in history. In 2024, Japan continues to invest heavily in tsunami preparedness, with new early warning systems and community drills being implemented across coastal regions. Recent studies indicate that nearly 80% of Japan's coastal population lives in areas at risk of tsunami inundation, underscoring the ongoing threat. The government has also revised its disaster response plans, incorporating lessons learned from past events to enhance resilience. Public education campaigns aim to increase awareness and preparedness among residents, emphasizing the importance of timely evacuation and adherence to safety protocols. 2. Indonesia, a history of destruction. Indonesia's position along the Sunda Trench, where the Indo-Australian and Eurasian tectonic plates converge, makes it highly susceptible to tsunamis. The 2004 Indian Ocean tsunami, which originated off the coast of Sumatra, resulted in over 230,000 deaths across multiple countries, with Indonesia suffering the most casualties. As of 2025, Indonesia has implemented a national tsunami warning system, but challenges remain in reaching remote communities. According to the National Disaster Mitigation Agency, BNPB, approximately 60% of Indonesia's coastal areas are vulnerable to tsunamis, particularly in regions like Aceh and West Sumatra. Continuous monitoring and community education are vital to reducing the risk of future disasters. The government has also partnered with international organizations to enhance its disaster response capabilities, focusing on improving infrastructure and communication networks. Efforts are underway to integrate traditional knowledge with modern technology to create a more comprehensive approach to tsunami preparedness. 3. Chile, the longest coastline at risk. Chile's extensive Pacific coastline exposes it to significant tsunami risks, especially following major earthquakes. The 2010 Mal earthquake generated a tsunami that affected coastal towns, causing significant damage and loss of life. Recent data from the National Seismological Center of Chile indicates that the country experiences an average of 15 significant earthquakes each year, with many capable of triggering tsunamis. In 2024, Chile has enhanced its tsunami preparedness programs, focusing on public awareness and evacuation drills. The government has also invested in coastal infrastructure to mitigate tsunami impacts, but challenges remain in ensuring all communities are adequately prepared. Efforts include the development of detailed risk maps and the establishment of tsunami evacuation routes in vulnerable areas. Collaboration with international experts has led to the adoption of best practices in disaster risk reduction, aiming to build a more resilient society. 4. United States, the West Coast threat. The United States, particularly the West Coast, faces considerable tsunami risk due to its proximity to the Cascadia subduction zone. The 1964 Good Friday earthquake in Alaska generated a tsunami that caused fatalities as far south as California. Recent studies from the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, NOAA, highlight that approximately 1 in 10 tsunamis in the U.S. result in significant impacts, with coastal states like California, Oregon, and Washington being the most vulnerable. In 2025, NOAA's Tsunami Warning Center continues to improve its forecasting capabilities, but public awareness remains a critical factor in minimizing risk. The U.S. Geological Survey estimates that a major earthquake could result in tsunamis that inundate coastal communities, emphasizing the need for preparedness. Local governments have been proactive in developing tsunami evacuation plans and conducting regular drills to ensure community readiness. Educational initiatives aim to inform residents about the signs of an impending tsunami and the appropriate actions to take, fostering a culture of preparedness. 5. Philippines, an archipelago at risk. The Philippines, an archipelago of over 7,000 islands, is highly vulnerable to tsunamis due to its location along the Pacific Ring of Fire. The country has experienced numerous tsunamis, with the most devastating occurring in 1976 when a tsunami struck the Moro Gulf, resulting in over 5,000 deaths. In 2024, the Philippine Institute of Volcanology and Seismology, PHIVOLCS, reports that approximately 25% of the population lives in coastal areas at risk of tsunami inundation. The government has been proactive in enhancing tsunami preparedness through community education and the establishment of evacuation routes. However, challenges remain in ensuring that all communities, especially in remote areas, are adequately informed and prepared. Efforts include the installation of tsunami warning sirens and the development of localized risk assessments to tailor preparedness measures to specific communities. Collaboration with international partners has facilitated the sharing of resources and expertise, strengthening the country's overall disaster resilience. 6. Low-threat nation Malta. Malta, a small island nation in the Mediterranean, is considered to have a low risk of tsunamis. The country is not located near tectonic plate boundaries, significantly reducing its exposure to seismic activity. According to the European Mediterranean Seismological Center, Malta experiences very few earthquakes, and none have resulted in tsunami events. In 2025, the Maltese government continues to focus on disaster preparedness, but the low likelihood of tsunamis allows for a more relaxed approach compared to higher-risk nations. This unique position enables Malta to allocate resources towards other pressing environmental issues, such as climate change and coastal erosion. The government has also invested in research to monitor potential seismic activity and maintain a state of readiness, despite the low risk. Public education campaigns aim to inform residents about general disaster preparedness, ensuring a comprehensive approach to safety. 7. Low-threat nation Denmark. Denmark is another country with a low threat of tsunamis, primarily due to its geographical location in northern Europe. The Danish Meteorological Institute reports that the country experiences minimal seismic activity, and historical records show no significant tsunami events. In 2024, Denmark's coastal management strategies focus on protecting against rising sea levels and storm surges rather than tsunamis. The government has invested in research and infrastructure to enhance coastal resilience, ensuring that communities are prepared for potential flooding events. This proactive approach allows Denmark to maintain its low-risk status while addressing other environmental challenges. Efforts include the construction of seawalls and the implementation of sustainable urban drainage systems to manage excess water. Public awareness campaigns educate citizens on climate change impacts and the importance of environmental stewardship. 8. Low-threat nation Norway. Norway, with its rugged coastline and fjords, is also considered to have a low risk of tsunamis. The Norwegian Meteorological Institute indicates that the country experiences very few earthquakes, and the likelihood of tsunami generation is minimal. In 2025, Norway continues to prioritize coastal safety through monitoring and research, focusing on potential risks from climate change and rising sea levels. The government has implemented measures to protect vulnerable coastal communities, ensuring that they are prepared for various environmental challenges. Norway's low tsunami risk allows for a more concentrated effort on sustainable development and environmental conservation. Initiatives include the preservation of natural coastal habitats to act as buffers against erosion and the promotion of renewable energy sources to reduce carbon emissions. Community engagement programs encourage local participation in environmental protection efforts, fostering a sense of shared responsibility.